Let's tweet out a link to this. Oh my gosh. I need this Red Bull bad today. There we go. Let's tweet out this link. All right. Hey, chat. All I know is be hype. All right, let me open up my I'm so tired I can't even realize what I'm saying. Good morning to all the Zelda fans. Yes, exactly, Steven, exactly. We have in fact gotten a new Zelda game, which is quite the big surprise. So I figure what we'll do is we'll look at some of these HD screens. Oh god, whoops. Whoops. Was not the correct thing. A bunch of HD screenshots we'll look at. I want to talk about this. I'm not a coffee guy, a little bit, not a bunch though. My roommate makes really good coffee, and I enjoy it when he makes it, but I don't make it for myself. Audio level's good, yep, okay. And then turn on desktop audio so you'll be able to hear stuff. This and the PlayStation 5 announcement today. What PlayStation 5 announcement was today? I don't think I saw anything PlayStation 5 related. I do see that Sony is trending. I don't see any PlayStation 5 announcements. It's good to hear something about Zelda. It's not big, but it's still great. I think that this game is going to sell a lot. Here, let's get ready here. We're gonna wait here for a second longer. Once we get to 100 viewers, I'll start watching this trailer. I figure what we'll do is we'll watch the trailer. We'll look at some screenshots. We'll talk about some thoughts. Hello, I'm freaking out and already calling it Young Impa as a playable character. About the PS5. So there was this thing that, what's that guy's name? Wario64. There's what was it? This thing was shown, but this is a special edition of the PlayStation 5. I don't think the main PlayStation 5's price is revealed yet. Microtransactions. It includes the story, so it's great. Yeah, a gold PS5 for $800 US. Yeah, I don't know who anybody's pre-ordering this. I mean, look, I like PlayStation. This is a bit much. Okay, we got some people here. Y'all ready? Everybody in chat? This is it. I have not watched the entire trailer in full. What I decided to do is I watched this halfway earlier, and it was interesting, but I wanted to watch all of it on stream just for fun, because honestly, I don't feel like editing a video this early in the morning. I'm very tired. So I figure what we'll do is I'll sip some Red Bull. We'll watch this together. Everybody ready? Story is not happy about the Xbox S price. Oh, Sony is not happy about the Xbox S price. I'll tell you guys something weird. I've heard that Nintendo is mad right now. I've heard Nintendo is very upset. Nintendo is really trying to prepare for this holiday season, and everybody's just talking about Sony and Xbox. Okay. Hey there, Sham. So thanks for the $30.
Hello everyone, I'm Eiji Aonuma.
Okay, so the audio balance good?
Zelda series.
My kids won't go to college anyways.
We mentioned in the June 2019 Nintendo Direct presentation that we had started development on the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Many people around the world are still playing Breath of the Wild, so I'd like to thank you all from the bottom of my heart.
Keep playing Breath of the Wild.
Thank you so much.
Everybody forget Link's Awakening. This is Nintendo's answer to the PlayStation 5 and Xbox X.
In order to make the vast world you enjoyed exploring in the original game even more impressive, the team is working hard on its development, so you'll have to wait a bit longer before we can provide more updates.
I think we're getting Breath of the Wild 2 in
the meantime,
in 2022.
we've prepared a different way for you to experience the world of Hyrule, and we have a video to introduce it. Please take a look.
Let's just say, by the way, it's pretty gutsy to have a prequel when you know your world's getting destroyed.
Calamity Ganon, a primal evil that has endured over the ages.
Oh no, the evil spiders!
I think you are now ready. Ready to hear what happened 100 years ago.
Graphically, this game looks so good. It's just going to be impressive to see, because they call this genre Musu, 1 versus 1,000. They call these Musus. Get rid of my bookmarks. So what do they call these? The legendary... What do they call them? The legendary heroes? I totally forgot. What is this? Okay, so for the people that are just joining, because we did just get we just doubled in watchers. What this is it's called Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, a story 100 years before The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. You know how we're getting Breath of the Wild 2? We're getting Breath of the Wild 2 at some point. This is basically like Breath of the Wild 0. You know, there's like a big event that's at the center of Breath of the Wild, which is, of course, the Great Calamity. The fact that we're playing as Zelda and Link and all this after the world has ended. This is basically the apocalyptic event that destroyed the world. This was like the rise of Ganon. Kane Z7 Gaming just super chatted what I think is $5 and said, "Yo, Dreamcast guy, thanks for speaking about CD Projekt Red's microtransaction scheme. No one else said anything. They're sucking off CD Projekt Red." I think it's just a difference of opinion. I inherently dislike microtransactions. Even a good game with microtransactions becomes less of a good game, has always been my opinion. They're called champions, the 4 champions. Okay, thank you so much. So it's going to be like Hyrule Warriors? Yes. Okay, so we're going to keep watching this gameplay here. Let's rewind a tiny bit. That's why the official name is Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. So this is 2 things at once. If you really kind of consider it, this is a double sequel, because technically this is like a sequel to the story, or a prequel to the universe of Breath of the Wild, but it's also simultaneously like Hyrule Warriors 2. Dreamcast guy, will you buy the PlayStation 5, the Xbox, or both? I'm going to buy both. I'll be honest, after that Xbox Series S reveal, I'm about 90% sure that I'm going to buy the Series S. Xbox Series S, I think it's for me. Steven Davis, just with a $5 super chat, no message. Thanks so much, Steven. All right, let's get back to this. So I guess when she quick dodges, it freezes the whole world because all the hundreds of units stopped. Playing as a super Ganon god, or what do they call it? Goron. I just woke up. I'm sorry, my memory is hazy. I just woke up. Xbox is killing it. Xbox, I mean, I think this is a pretty smart move out of it, 3 on another console. Age of Calamity. So they actually show a bunch more gameplay here in a second.
I must protect everyone.
What you just saw is the game that Koei Tecmo Games is developing. Hyrule Warriors Age of
Everyone
Calamity.
dies with Zelda, yeah. Well, and Link
This
is
game
knocked
takes
into
place
some sort of
100
coma
years
thing.
before the events of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. In that game, the Great Calamity that occurred 100 years prior was mentioned, but the actual event itself wasn't shown in full. In this game, you'll be able to experience the events of the Great Calamity. So now,
This is honestly
I
a
would
pretty
like to
gutsy
invite
move.
Koei Tecmo Games producer, Mr. Hayashi, to join me here.
So this is coming in November of this year. They say that at the end of all this. November 20th. So this is the
Hello,
guy that's
everyone.
actually in charge
I'm
of the
Yosuke
game.
Hayashi from Koei Tecmo Games and the producer of this game. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity began when Mr. Aonuma approached us saying, I
Is
think it
this
would be
Nintendo of
interesting to create a
America? I
Warriors
watched
game telling
EU
the story
Twitter and
of
it was
the Great
sub, not
Calamity.
dub. Yeah, this is
What do you
America.
think?
This is the American trailer. The American trailer, they decided to dub it.
The battles between the Kingdom of Hyrule and Calamity Ganon would complement warrior-style gameplay against large armies. The previous Hyrule Warriors games were filled with Zelda conventions. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild broke these conventions entirely, and perhaps it's
I
the
still
same
have
for
so
everyone
much
here,
gameplay
but for
saved. I
someone
used to
like
play
me,
so
who's
much
been
of
playing Zelda
Hyrule
games for a long
Warriors.
time, this was an extraordinary experience.
I've never
It's
been a
new
fan of the
special
Hyrule
title
Warriors
for me.
spin-offs.
Unlike the previous Hyrule Warriors games, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity was developed by working closely with
Put
the
up
Zelda
videos
team
late at
at
night,
every
now you're
step
up
of the
early in the
process,
morning, buddy, burning the wick.
including
I promise, I
gameplay
actually
direction,
slept 7
graphics,
hours. I'm super
world,
awake.
and all dialogue. And while we maintained the distinct gameplay style of the Warriors series, with exciting 1 versus 1,000 battles and a wide variety of playable characters, this became the only game that will let you experience the world 100 years prior to the events of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild firsthand.
This is so interesting to me of like let's just pause for a second. Brainstorm with me. Is this the most mainstream Zelda game that's ever been not made by Nintendo? Like, let me actually ponder that. By the way, hey, Anthony in chat, Anthony Sarami, this guy's in every stream. I love that guy. Kind of consider the fact that I'm trying to think. I have played every Zelda game, even the weird ones. I'm trying to think. I think that this might be the first Zelda game that's such a mainline part of the series that isn't being constructed by Nintendo themselves, right? This is part of the official storyline. We are getting a Breath of the Wild 2. We did get a Breath of the Wild 1. The fact that Breath of the Wild 0 is by Koei Tecmo is kind of crazy. Yeah, so there was the Game Boy Color games. Minish Cap was Capcom. Okay, actually, that's a great example. Mazio. Yes, so technically the Game Boy Color Capcom games, Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons, those were more tiny like games, but you're right in that I consider Minish Cap to be major. Minish Cap is a huge part of the overall storyline. That's like the birth of the Green Tunic. All right, let's watch this last minute of it here because this is where they say the release date.
Thank you, Mr. Hayashi. During the development of the previous Hyrule Warriors games, I was impressed with how the Warriors development team, led by Mr. Hayashi, had a deep understanding of the Legend of Zelda series. This time around, they made it possible to create this new experience by combining the well-detailed world of Breath of the Wild with Warriors gameplay. Therefore, I believe this game will offer the experience of the great Calamity battles that weren't fully shown in the original game. I hope that both those who played the previous Hyrule Warriors games and those who played The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild can experience this game.
So I
Hyrule
guess
Warriors,
I'm kind of curious to think how much of this is going to be sort of a new map, you know, like how much of this is going to be, because we know this takes place in the world of Breath of the Wild. Like it's definitely, you know, the era of Breath of the Wild. How much of this is actually going to be new map? Are we just going to be on the Breath of the Wild map, but they're going to change some landmarks? Is this going to be different regions of Hyrule that we may not have seen? It's interesting to think how different this is going to be, because obviously this is a Musou, so it is going to be different in that the gameplay style is such a big departure, but I don't know. I'm curious to see what the final product looks like.
Age of Calamity will launch on November 20th.
November 20th, so what, 3 months from now, 3 months and 12 days from right now.
Thank you for your continued support for the
Please
Legend
don't
of
be
Zelda
entirely
and
like
this
Hyrule
game.
Warriors. Will the towns will be thriving. So that's my biggest question of all. Seriously, is that like when I'm pondering this project, they're showing all these big battles and stuff. And somebody in chat, what was your name? Sebastian in chat says the towns will be thriving. And Sebastian, I think this is an interesting point. will they actually be thriving? Will this actually be a will this be the world when it's still alive? Will this be when things are actually still popping? Will the world, like, are we going to be in town to craft items? Or is this going to be a thing of, like, I'm curious to see what this game's balance is going to be like. Because, you know, everything's about the gameplay loop. Actually, hold on a second here. Let's, just for funsies, I actually just want to put on some Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition gameplay. Like, so one of the things that in the original game, Hyrule Warriors, let's just go to Hyrule. Let's go to episode 2 of this guy's clip. So the original Hyrule Warriors, and keep in mind this is the same team. So as you can see, the original Hyrule Warriors, why is this text box? Hyrule Warriors was definitely it was all about the grind. You know, this was a gameplay over plot. The original Hyrule Warriors was like a goofy mashup of concepts and ideas. Like, obviously it's cool seeing Impa, but this is not like a customary, giant air quotes, Zelda game. Why do you think Nintendo did not announce this in a direct and just bumped it like this? I mean, the rumor that I've heard, and don't repeat this, guys, but something I've heard was that Nintendo was wanting some attention. Like, Nintendo specifically has been wanting to make sure that the conversation around them is still about them. I think that they're trying to make sure that that people aren't forgetting the Switch even as they get excited for the PlayStation 5. So I think that they dropped this straight up just to keep the conversation on them. Let's see here. High-profile proponents of value investing include... What the... Okay, I'm not going to read... I think this guy's talking about stock investments. The original didn't have a map. It was just episodes, and you only appear in the map depending on the story that was happening. Oh, Ian, you're right. Ian's completely right. Well, because I realized that, but it's one of those things where, like, you're jogging my memory that there wasn't a world in Hyrule Warriors. In this game, like as I skip around here, here's this Impa mission. But now it's just like every mission is just a person. And it teleports them to a specific dungeon or something, and then you solve that dungeon, and then you just go right back to the world map, you know? To be perfectly honest, I kind of would have streamed some Hyrule Warriors before this new one comes out. After this, will you react to Tana from Crash 4? What's that? What do you mean? Tana? Here, let's... Okay, real quick before we move on, I actually want to look at something, which is this. Somebody actually built Nintendane. If y'all know, Nintendane is a very big European Nintendo reviewer, very, very famous over in Germany. Nintendane compiled, after they did the official reveal this morning, they actually decided to put together all these official arts. So this is stuff from Nintendo that's already in like 4K. God dang. I guess... This is kind of the most impressive part to me is when you actually consider the fact that this game is not going to be a happy ending. I can't think of another Zelda game that doesn't have a happy ending. This is, in fact, like, we know how the Calamity War ends. The Calamity War ends when everybody dies. I mean, the only person who's going to live this... There's new gameplay for Crash 4 for a new character named Tana. Whoa, what the hell? What?
This outfit is so good.
The master of subtlety.
That's right.
Look at it.
He's a charmer.
Wait, what the hell? Okay, let's watch this in a second. We're gonna watch this in a second, all right? That is a good one too, though. But let's go back to looking at these art pieces here, because I think these are going to give us the first real hints. Oh my god. I cannot believe this is the box art. This has got to be the most hardcore Zelda box art. I mean, they're sitting in a sea of black flames, getting ready to cast magic. For some reason, she looks like she's wearing a nightgown that got Zelda up out of bed for this eternal apocalypse battle. This is the opposite ending to Link's Awakening. Yeah, for sure. For a minute, I was scared that this was Breath of the Wild 2, but it's just a rubbish Warriors game. That's a pretty strong opinion there, Adam. Their marketing is a big flop, although the phones... Oh, I think this guy S in chat is talking about, like, Sony business agreements. Look, buddy, I'm just a gamer. I'm just a gamer. I don't know about the big thing. No box confirmed, though, right? Zespru, I think this is... This is the official box art. And yeah, Jimmy Vegas in chat is like, dude, this cover art is awesome. Yeah, it's seriously awesome for sure. I bet the Japanese version has them smiling. Let's see here. I wonder if they have the Japanese box art. So this is the European box art. This is the official box art. It's already rated. So yeah, this thing is ready to go. Yeah, sexy Link. Zelda. Still using her little iPad. I'm joking. Nobody in chat get triggered. All this art is awesome. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's where I'm going to make my clickbait. I'm going to Photoshop that mouth to be like, boom, perfect. God dang. I've forgotten the names of the 4 champions because I played this game 3 years ago. I'm going to have to play through it again. You know, I bought the DLC. I still never played the DLC. How awful is that? The downloadable content that they did for Breath of the Wild, never played it. I have a feeling they're going to use this in a lot of the promotion. I don't think this is a good shot. I mean, it really shows his cartoonish hair. I'm curious to see what the gameplay is. Looking at this, to me, this seems to kind of hint at the fact that this is going to be sectioned off battlefields. Do y'all see this? It looks like there is a giant box. Like, if you were playing Breath of the Wild, you would climb over these rocks, right? You say, oh, let me just put on my climbing gloves and I climb over this wall. There probably won't be any sort of climbing system with this, right? So because of that, this is just a boxed in area, which means, like, from this screenshot, it seems to me to kind of hint to the fact that this is your little battlefield here in the middle, but all of this will be sectioned off. So I guess it's going to probably be like, maybe it will be like Breath of the Wild, or with Hyrule Warriors 1, and it'll just teleport you to a battlefield. What do y'all think about that? They should have pulled a Mario 35th anniversary and just dropped this like 2 weeks before release date. Not open world. Yeah, I do not believe this game will be open world. I would actually bet money on the fact that this is not going to be open world. What's the name of that German YouTuber again? It's Nintendan. It's actually this guy. He's extremely nice. This guy Nintendan is one of the biggest Nintendo writers in Germany. He's extremely interesting. Most of his content is written in English, as you can see. He's an amazing creator. Absolutely. You should all be following this guy on Twitter. Nintendan is the beast. Nintendan is the guy who made this. He already, like, in 2 minutes made this big imager. This is $60. Demon Souls is $60. Yeah. It's just Dynasty Warriors style. Yeah. Let's see. Omega Force to try and make Hyrule Warriors open world. See Dynasty Warriors 9. It was trash. Oh, you're right. Actually, I mean, so controversial opinion. I did not hate Dynasty Warriors 9. And I actually think that's a good analogy. Let me just put in Dynasty Warriors on my own channel here for a second. Dynasty. You see, everybody got mad about my review because I didn't hate the game. But Dynasty Warriors 9 was, in fact, open world. You could roam from battlefield to battlefield. And then basically there'd be like a giant objective. And this is Koei Tecmo, by the way. This is the people that are making the Hyrule Warriors 2. in this, there'd be like a massive objective, like take over this fort, and then you'd spend like 20 hours doing missions around it, killing nearby captains, blowing up storehouses and stuff, and then it would weaken, like it would actually lower the levels of the main fort guys, so when you attacked it, it would be easier to assault. So it makes me think that maybe Hyrule Warriors might be like this, but it's, I don't know. This will fix my issue with Breath of the Wild story. Hey there, Jimmy Vegas. Thanks for subscribing. As long as it doesn't push Breath of the Wild 2 back, I don't mind the addition. Okay, so I'm going to pitch something to y'all. And I want y'all to tell me what you think. What if this doesn't necessarily push Breath of the Wild? So there was a big rumor recently that Nintendo wants to try and annualize Zelda. I think some of you guys heard about this. I never made a video on it because it was kind of going around. There wasn't a lot of confirmation on it. But the big rumor is the fact that that Nintendo wants there to be an annualized version of Zelda. They want it to be like Call of Duty, for lack of a better analogy, where every single year you will get some sort of Zelda. So you get Breath of the Wild, you get Link's Awakening. Remember we got Link's Awakening remake. This year we're getting this, which is like Breath of the Wild 0. Next year, the rumor is, because that's the 35th anniversary of the Zelda himself, or herself, whatever, the series. The rumor is that next year we're going to get a Zelda collection, the same that we're getting the Mario collection this year. And then 2022, we'll probably get Breath of the Wild 2. Jimmy Vegas in chat says, annual Zelda would be good, but could lack quality. Yeah, for sure. I think that the thing is that I am excited about this. I think we have to realize that if we keep getting annual Zeldas, a lot of us like that. Oh, Cadence of Hyrule. You're exactly right. Yeah, Cadence of Hyrule. So I think what a lot of people need to realize is that if we're going to get an annual Zelda, that seems cool. It's on paper, it seems fantastic that we might be getting like back-to-back-to-back Zeldas. That seems interesting, but that also means that we're not going to be getting mainline games a lot, and that also very much means that we're probably not going to be getting the same level of projects. If you understand what I'm saying, is that not every Zelda can be a Breath of the Wild project. If you want those annual Zeldas, if you want a Zelda every single year, we're going to be seeing more stuff like this. We're going to see more stuff that's made by third-party studios in partnership with Nintendo. Things that are Zelda-ish. Annual Pokemon. Yeah, that's right. They also said they wanted to do an annual Pokemon. Link Anniversary is on February 2021. Yeah. There's a difference between annual mainline Zeldas and annual Zelda spin-offs. Yeah, Dried Mango, that's a really good way of putting it. And it's I mean, not all Zeldas are created equal. I mean, straight up, there is a disparity. I think the spin-offs like this and Cadence of Hyrule will make annual Zelda seem reasonable. Yeah, exactly. If it's the same engine and assets, then doable. Okay, then actually, I have a fun hypothetical. Chat, I want you to put on your imagination caps. Let's put on our imagination caps and picture with me for a second. So somebody here just said, same engine, same art style. So what if they started to do something where every 3 or 4 years, we got a mainline Zelda. Let's say, something along the lines of Ocarina of Time. A really big, impressive game that has, lore and characters and coolness. And then after that, Nintendo hands it off to somebody. And then the third-party groups make sequels. Like, what if we lived in a world where we actually had Majora's Mask as a third-party game? What if we had a thing where this is not Like, Koei Tecmo didn't make these character models. Koei Tecmo didn't make these trees. They basically got the Legos and the legal permission to build a Zelda game out of the existing parts. Button Addict just super chatted €5 and said, do you think this is Nintendo starting early on Zelda's anniversary as they got Metroid anniversary in the same year? I personally don't believe that, Button Addict. I think that this is... every year, Nintendo tries to have a giant holiday release. Like, no matter what, Nintendo is obsessed with making sure they have something that is mainline and impressive and will grab attention on store shelves for Christmas. They know that it is super important. So I think that this exists purely so they can have a Zelda on the shelf. Now, just for funsies, I'm actually going to grab... I have a lot of Zelda games. Let's see here. Where are my 4 Zelda games? Okay, so I grabbed 7 Zelda games. Now, in the past, we've actually seen a series of rebrands and remakes and re-releases in the past already. Metroid Warriors Prime. I mean, it's a possibility. There's a new gameplay for a character named Tana. Yeah, I saw the Crash thing. I'll probably watch this here in a minute. This is a new character. We'll watch that in a minute. I want to talk about Zelda before we move on. I got 3D Mario Collection to keep me going for the rest of the year. Can't wait to play Galaxy again. Yeah, dude, Galaxy is... honestly, I think Galaxy might be the best Mario ever. Jimmy Vegas in chat says, handing games off to third parties can work, but it's mostly a disaster. Controversially, I loved Bioshock 2. Flip side, Borderlands pre-sequel was terrible. Yeah, exactly. It's that there's always that difficulty. So I'm going to say some controversial Zelda opinions. Are y'all ready? Y'all ready for some controversial Zelda opinions? I love Ocarina of Time. Everybody loves Ocarina of Time. This is the remake on 3DS. I loved it. Breath of the Wild, and then Majora's Mask. I think Majora's Mask is one of the best. I hate Link Between Worlds. I hate this game. My problem is that I think the best Zelda games create that sense of urgency. And I'm getting to a point here. I'm offending you guys for a second, but I'm going to tell you about why I think that this might be the Link Between Worlds of Switch. And what I mean by that is that A Link Between Worlds kind of tried to give you a lot of freedom in a way, in that you could just do the dungeons in any order you wanted. You could get items in any order you wanted. There was no motivation, in my opinion, to save the world. Because it felt like things were already just so screwed up. I'm kind of curious to see if this game manages to make the battles feel important, even if we know that we're going to lose them. Is Dying Light 2 ever coming out? Do you have any info, bro? Is Dying Light 2 ever coming out? I'm not sure. There was a big leak a while ago about Dying Light 2. I think we'll have to see. PlayStation announcement tomorrow. I've seen a bunch of people saying something about a PlayStation announcement. Did they say something? Let me...
Hello.
So they also said straight up that they're going to be revealing... that's pretty good. Breath of the Wild 0. They have said that they're already going to be showing even more gameplay, it seems like, for on September 26th. Everybody is ready for Metroid Prime 4 more than any Zelda. I would disagree. Cyberpunk 2077 in chat says everybody is ready for Metroid Prime 4 more than any Zelda game. I think that people are still mostly in the Zelda mindset. Like, the sales for Breath of the Wild are so consistent. So, I've got all my different games. Something that's interesting to me is that... we have not seen a return. Like, a lot of times, the Nintendo Switch has been interesting because we've started to see for the first time the fact that, like, Nintendo is finally going back. They're going to their old games and reviving them. They brought back a lot of interesting ideas. I think that for sure we're going to see the Zelda collection next year. So here is some of my Zelda games. I have all the Zelda games that are on GameCube. The hardest one to find is, ironically, Twilight Princess on GameCube is an absolute bitch to find. But Four Swords Adventure, that was one of those limited games that kind of came and went. Obviously, we have some really interesting stuff here. Wind Waker. I do think that we're going to get Wind Waker on Switch next year. Let me see here. What's that? Isn't Tana in the original? Imagine the SteamWorld guys remade the second Zelda game. Yeah, so like a side-scroller. Where the heck is Metroid Prime 4 and Elden Ring? Yeah. And where's the Metroid Prime trilogy? Can't be the original GameCube. Here, actually, my chat on my screen just froze. Let me pull up. How do I do this? Let's. There we go. I'm gonna have to manually pull up chat. I can see chat on the stream. Holy heck, 640 people watching. How's it going, cool kids? There we go. Now I can see chat. I need Elden Ring. Yeah. There we go. Now I can see chat again. Hell yeah. 2020 is looking big for Nintendo despite my gripes with Mario All-Stars. Gotta admit, a lot of games coming out new and old. I mean, I still think that there's still not quite as much as I'd like. I still wish, like, let's rewatch this trailer, but muted. This stuff is cool, but I'm still kind of curious to see how it sells. Because have y'all ever looked at, like, the sales numbers? Mario games sell so much better than Zelda games. Like, people are just so obsessed with Mario Odyssey, Mario Kart, even that stupid, what was the thing, the 2D collection they did. Like, it's difficult for me to truly believe that this game will sell like 10 million copies, but maybe it will. Both HD versions of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Oh, that'd be pretty good. Did you hear the news about Nintendo Switch 4K? Yeah. I already know I won't be buying this. Just a nugget in chat. Actually, so I have a really interesting question. Everybody in chat who is not buying this game, everybody in chat who is sure that they are not going to buy this game, why is it this does not appeal to you? What is it about this that turns you off? Are you not into Musus? Are you not a fan of the Dynasty Warriors style gameplay? What is it about this that is such a turnoff? Breath of the Wild sold more than Odyssey. Is that true? I'd heard the exact opposite. Here, let me see here. Breath of the Wild sales, or let's just see here. Top selling Switch games. Okay, let me pause this for a second. I want to pull this up because I've heard people say this back and forth. Animal Crossing. Oh my god, you're exactly right. Dude, here, let me unzoom this a little bit. This is absolutely freaking bonkers here, folk. Oh, so we're getting I have an official email. I can't show you, but I just got an email that we're getting a Crash Bandicoot demo. Ahead of the official launch, Crash Bandicoot 4 About Time on October 2nd, fans who digitally pre-order the new Crash game on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 4 Pro, and Xbox are getting a hands-on demo September 16th. Gamers all over the world will be clamoring for a chance to play the game early. Okay, cool. Thanks to all the new subscribers, by the way. Okay, so let's look at this. This is absolutely blowing my mind. You were exactly right. Whoever that was in chat, somebody in chat told me. I'm not buying this because it's a fake Zelda. The Dynasty Warriors style game looks repetitive. I'm not a fan of Dynasty Warriors. Not my cup of tea. I'll be passing on this. Fake Zelda. It feels like a port. Limited AI. I never liked the enemy AI in the Warriors games. They just chill while you drill. Cheesecake pudding, that is an amazing thing. I'm not buying it because I don't have a Switch. That's totally fine. I'll buy it, but I won't play it. I don't like the genre. Okay, so here, this is baffling. So Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, almost 27 million sold. Animal Crossing New Horizons, 22 million sold. Super Smash Brothers, man, look at all these new subscribers. Thanks, everybody. Somebody just named Resident Evil just subscribed. Thanks to all the new subscribers, by the way. We're getting super close to having 200,000 subscribers. Say fake Zelda, like Donald Trump. It's a fake Zelda. Remember, we're gonna make Hyrule great again. Okay. Breath of the Wild has sold 18 million copies. Jesus Christ. God. That is absolutely nuts. 18 million copies. And the Super Mario Odyssey, so they're pretty close. I mean, Super Mario Odyssey released, 6 months later, 5 months later, and is almost caught up. I do think that Odyssey is going to pass Zelda. Breath of the Wild trilogy, or perhaps. Do you think that they'll bring back the same voice actors from Breath of the Wild or bring in new ones? I think it's definitely going to be the same people. I definitely think... one thing you can definitely say about Nintendo is Nintendo respects their employees a lot. Even if you personally hate like a particular Nintendo game, or you don't even want to own a Nintendo console, you gotta recognize the fact that absolutely Nintendo cares about their employees. That's why everybody who works at Nintendo works there for freaking ever. A lot of like the average Nintendo employee works there like 14 years or something. So I think the voice actors are all going to return for sure. Look at this old muff. All right. Okay, is that Zelda climbing, or oh no, these are monsters coming out of a tower. Okay, so there's definitely no shots of Link climbing things. I definitely think that this is going to be. I definitely think this is going to be map based. I think that you're going to be dropped into maps and fight the enemies, and then once like that boss is defeated, it teleports you out. Think back to the interview with the Zelda voice actors. They said they finished work on a game. It was probably this. Oh, Made in Heaven. Actually, I forgot about that. Yeah. Dynasty Warriors 8's enemies are brain dead, though. They mostly just block your attacks and only attack if your back is turned or you're using a wrong weapon. Yeah. We'll see how difficult... So, I wrote a video a while ago about... best Wii U games, and in my best Wii U games video I talked about how shockingly amazing the original Hyrule Warriors is. It's funny to me that you're definitely right that those enemies were dumb as hell. Do you like Zelda more than Mario? Oh, that's a tough choice. Do I like Zelda more than Mario? I think I do, but by a very small amount. Zelda and Mario as brands in my brain are so overlapped. Like the Nintendo beast mode, you know? Like, I think the thing is that I spend a lot... I care more about Zelda. I care more about being good at Zelda games. When I'm playing a Zelda game, I want to find the secrets. I want to get the unlockables. I want to get all the great stuff. Whereas... to be quite honest, a lot of times I will beat a Mario game, and then sometimes I'll beat it again, but I don't care about finding every secret or, you know, stuff like that. I get older Zelda. I like older Zelda more, but Mario is still awesome, yeah. Mario is that pick up and play. Zelda is a long go into adventures, yeah. Xbox Series S. Oh, actually, Ralph, this is an interesting comment. Ralph says, Xbox Series S is $300. It's a better deal than the Switch. Ralph, I think a lot of people are going to be thinking that I think a lot of people are actually going to come to that decision. A lot of people are going to be going to the store, and they're going to be looking at the shelves this holiday and making the crucial decision of, do I want to buy an Xbox Series S or a Nintendo Switch? Even if this... So Douglas in chat just said, even if this isn't a Zelda game, I don't think the quality will be bad. Nintendo is kind of stingy with their titles. I wonder how many people... Who doesn't consider this a Zelda game? Do you still consider this a Zelda game? Or do you consider this just... Since this is technically a spinoff, and it is technically not even being made by Nintendo... Do you consider this at all an important game? Is this just to y'all? Is this just a little cash grab? Because I don't know, as of now, I'm excited for the game for sure. Here, let me refresh this. This is the guy who retweets a lot of the major news. Thanks for all the subscriptions, by the way, guys. It's a Zelda spinoff. I'm ready to grab both. I've already got $600 prepared. Xbox and Switch are two different beasts, plus Switch is amazing in handheld. It's canon, so yes. It's canon, so yes. If it's canon, then it's a Zelda game. It is canon. I find it interesting that everybody kind of has the same agreement. It's canon, so it's not a spinoff. So I do believe that almost every single Zelda game is canon. There are only a couple non-canon Zelda games. But I do find it interesting that a lot of us... Because I agree with y'all, chat. I fully agree with y'all that it's that interesting thing of sometimes the fact that this is part of the official plot line. This is the actual Calamity War. That's very interesting that all of us, we treat it more seriously. Oh man. Nintendo made the right decision with this. Absolutely, Nintendo definitely made the correct choice of doing this as a official prequel for sure. I have about 400 hours in Hyrule Warriors. I'm excited for this. Dude, you probably have the most hours of anybody in Hyrule Warriors ever. Jesus. I wonder what Switch bundles we'll see this year. Yeah. All right, I'm going to look at these last couple screenshots. And then we're going to end the stream here probably, folks. God, this looks so good. It definitely looks like... it definitely seems like it's the exact combat from Hyrule Warriors, for sure. Dark Zelda will be fun as hell. Yeah. Do y'all want me to watch this?
Mentions has.
This really isn't her first rodeo, and so I think that really should.
Scrolling platformers from like the 8 and 16-bit era, like just wall jumping is
Satisfying.
Okay, I'm gonna watch this in a bit. Sorry, let's see here. You're gonna be hooked like a drug on this, maybe. Did you hear that there is a Zelda Game Informer going around? I have not heard that, Dr. Sloop. I got my last character to 255 like 20 minutes ago. Jesus Christ. Nintendo is Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob. They just want that money, 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 money. Let's see here. I'm at high school, so I can't stay, sorry. Zelda fans are like anime fans. If it's not canon, it doesn't exist. I love that analogy. Resident Evil has plenty of spin-offs that are canon. Yeah, for sure. Resident Evil is also a little bit different. Start a Discord? No, I've had a Discord in the past, and I always forget to go into it. When I'm not making videos, I kind of like to just game. I don't like lurking in Discords, you know? Hyrule Warriors have any gimmicks? Let's see. Fix Smash Online. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. They've also said if you pre-order the game digitally, like this new Hyrule Warriors, if you pre-order it digitally, the pre-order bonus is a ladle. Yes, I'm being serious. This is the pre-order bonus. Look at that. This is actually real. This is canon, boys. Zelda canon changes like every generation. Yeah, exactly. What do you think the next update will be? Yeah, so they've already said the next update is going to be coming up here on 9/26. And to be honest, I think it's just going to be more gameplay. I think that they're going to show so much gameplay because they're going to try and get people excited for it. This game feels like DLC. Yeah, I think more companies, though, are toying with the idea of standalone DLC. Ladle Gang. It's the Ladle Gang in the chat. I'm not missing much from the pre-order, thank God. Ladle joke weapon for character, probably, yeah. I remember Hyrule Warriors 1 being super grindy, and my interest fell off quickly. So there's a lot of... So let me show y'all a Zelda game that's not canon that I have, which is This is real. This is actually real. Let me go to the face cam. There we go. Boom. Hello. Good morning. This is a Zelda game you've never heard of, probably. My camera won't even focus on it, but it says Legend of Zelda Ancient Stone Tablets. Now, the way Ancient Stone Tablets worked is typically inside of a inside one of these cartridges, you have one of these chips. One of these chips is one game. So as you'll notice here, technically, there are 5 games inside of this. Zelda the Ancient Stone Tablets was a direct official sequel to a Link to the Past on Super Nintendo. The way this would work is back in the day, you would, let's see here, Ancient Stone Tablets, Zelda gameplay. Back in the day, as you played this, every day you'd wake up and you'd turn this on, and it would give you instructions, and you could play as a boy Link or a girl Link. You played as this boy or this girl, and you solved a little dungeon. And so you have to beat this game over the course of a week, because you would literally turn your system on. Your Super Nintendo in Japan would connect to a computer, or connect to the internet, and Nintendo would give you a level each day. Well, somebody actually managed to find a way to hack it and put it onto a cartridge. This is heavy, by the way. This is definitely the heaviest Super Nintendo game in the world. This is a non-canon Zelda now. This no longer exists in the Zelda storyline. So that stuff definitely kind of happens. Let's see here. Let me pull up chat again. Where's chat? I subscribed. I want to do Triforce Heroes. I don't want to be rude or anything, but I think of you as the new Etika. Dr. Sloop, you're too nice, dude. That's too nice. Etika was a million times cooler than I am. I am uncool as hell, but I appreciate y'all watching my streams. It was Japanese only online back in the 80s. Yep, exactly. It's like Mario 35. I'm going to love Rare Retro Game Store. I love going to Rare Retro Game Stores and having an old school ROM hack games. Yeah, so I have a lot of ROM hack games. I actually, oh god, ow, I unplugged my headphones by accident. Where is it? Where was the other one I have? Here's another one I have. I have a lot of these. I actually really, really love ROM hacks. I like these unofficial things. Like, so this was a famous hack back in the day, which was called Mario Return to Dinosaur Island, Return to Dinosaur Land. And this was basically like somebody made their own version of Super Mario World 2 that's extra freaking hard. There's a fan translation of the original Clock Tower on Super Nintendo. I still haven't bought the Breath of the Wild DLC, so maybe what I'll do is... Dr. Sloop, how the hell were you not subscribed? Dr. Sloop, you've been in like every stream and he just now subscribed. What a weirdo. Breath of the Wild is the most modern timeline in Zelda, but again, canon kind of changes every console generation. Yeah, Zephyru is right. So what I'm kind of thinking about doing, and I may change my mind later, would you guys like it if I streamed the Breath of the Wild DLC? Maybe I'll stream it one of these days. Like, maybe I'll stream it all day Saturday. Because I have not done it. I have not streamed... I don't think I've streamed Switch in a long time. And I haven't played the DLC. People got mad on Twitter because I just said I wanted at least one more holiday title since I'm not satisfied, and I got hard roasted for having an opinion. Mega 2000, I agree with you, dude. Mega 2000 in chat is talking about how people on Twitter were roasting him because he said, I wish that we had an extra holiday game. Yeah, I'm the same way. I fully agree with you, Mega. I hope we get another one. I want to see your take on it. Yes. Yeah. It's tough, do it. Oh, okay, that's right. There's that hard mode thing. It's tough. Yeah, what do they call it? The Master Sword Challenge or something? All right, cool. Then maybe what I'll do is I'll practice an hour off stream so I remember all the buttons and stuff, and then I'll boot it up and play it. Are you going to tackle master mode? If so, it's actually hard with recovering health enemies. So yeah. Twitter is pretty trolly. Yeah. I get roasted on Twitter constantly. Okay. I'm going to wrap up the stream. We've been talking now for 1 hour. Thanks everybody for tuning in. This has been a lot of fun. I just wanted to talk for a bit about all this Hyrule Warriors stuff. And honestly, I didn't feel like editing a video this morning. So thanks everybody for tuning in. This has been a lot of fun. If you want, I actually did make videos about the videos. I made a video about last night. They leaked the Xbox Series S. The PlayStation 5 is hard to buy, and everybody hates me because I don't like Cyberpunk microtransactions. But I love you guys a bunch. This has been a lot of fun. Do me a favor, smash that like button if you haven't already. It helps. And then, of course, obviously, a bunch of people have subscribed. And then, obviously, do me the biggest favor of all and keep dreaming.